from bad hair day to a gorilla who can't stop staring at his reflection in the mirror. These funny animal voiceovers will make you laugh out loud. At 10, we have the bad hair day. What do you do when you wake up with bad hair? Do you go back to sleep? Do you scream into the pillow? Well, if you were this monkey, you would just grab your banana and use it to fix your luscious locks. Oh, that sounds like a perfect solution. It's right up there with mine, which is to eat a Snickers before I fix my hair. In this case, it's clearly quite an unruly mane of hair that our little primate friend has got going on. So he's gonna need more than one banana. He's gonna need a whole bunch of bananas. And even then it might not work. But hey, at least he's trying. That's what matters most. I applaud his efforts here. Now, let us see if he can get those luscious locks tamed, so he can get on with his day. At number 9, we have lying about your age. How old do you think this baby gorilla is? 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year or two? Well, he's actually 8 years old. That S because he was born in 2014. And this video was posted in 2022. I didn't know gorillas could live that long, especially in captivity. I thought their lifespan was more like 35 to 40 years, but maybe that was just for in the wild. Either way, this gorilla definitely looks younger than his years. Maybe it's because he hasn't quite filled out yet. Gorillas are pretty lanky when they're young. Or maybe it's because he's really good at lying about his age. People do that all the time. They lie about how old they are when they're talking to women. Men will say they re-younger than they actually are, and women will say they re-older than they really are. Why do you think that is? Why do you think women do that? Because they want to appear more mature. They don't want to be seen as children. So they add a few years to their age to make themselves look older. But why do men lie about their age? Why do they say they're younger than they are? Well, that's because they're afraid of commitment. They don't want to be seen as grown men. So they add a few years to their age to make themselves look younger. At number 8, we have hilarious parrot impression. There's something hilarious about watching a parrot mimic another bird. It's like watching an actor do an impersonation of another actor. It's like watching John Travolta try to impersonate Danny Zuko. Or maybe it's like watching Danny Zuko try to impersonate John Travolta. Either way, it's kind of funny. This parrot isn't exactly nailing the impression, but it doesn't matter, because the fact that he is even trying is what makes it so great. You can tell by the look on his face that he's really getting into it. He's really trying to capture the essence of the bird he's impersonating, and that's what makes it so funny. It's the effort. The parrot could just give up and stop trying, but he doesn't. He keeps trying and trying, even though he'll never be able to fully capture the essence of the bird he's impersonating. But then again, neither could John Travolta. At number 7, we have a very confused kitten. What do you do when you're a kitten and you find a bug crawling on your keyboard? Well, you swat at it, obviously. That's what this little guy did. But then he quickly realized that the bug wasn't actually on his keyboard. It was on the screen in front of him. So then he started batting at the screen. And that's when things got really funny. The kitten was so confused. He couldn't understand why he couldn't catch the bug. He was so frustrated. But then he finally gave up and walked away. Sometimes life is just like that. Man, you just gotta roll with the punches. Just gotta accept the fact that sometimes things aren't gonna go your way. Like when you're trying to type on your keyboard and a bug keeps crawling across it. Or when you're trying to watch a movie and the subtitles keep popping up in the wrong language. Or when you're trying to order food at a restaurant and the waiter keeps bringing you the wrong dish. Life is full of these moments, man. Moments when things just don't go your way. But the best thing you can do in these situations is just laugh it off and move on. Don't let these little setbacks get you down. Just roll with the punches and keep moving forward. At number 6, we have chatting with his mom. Every once in a while, you'll hear a bird that sounds exactly like a human being. And when that happens, you can't help but stop and listen. That's what's happening here. This guy sounds exactly like a human being. If you didn't see the video, you would think it was a guy talking. But then when you see the video, you realize it's just a bird. And that's when things get really funny. The bird is just sitting there, talking away, totally unaware that it sounds like a human being. If it knew that, it probably wouldn't be so chatty. That's why some people sound different when they're around their family members. They know their family members are going to make fun of them, so they try to hide their weird voice. But when they're around strangers, they don't hold back. They let their freak flag fly. And that's why this bird is so chatty. It's comfortable with its own voice. It's not afraid to let it ring out. So next time you're outside and you hear a bird that sounds like a human being, take a closer look. You might be witnessing something truly special. At 5, we have shaving. Is it really shaving if you're not taking off any hair? That's what this chimp seems to think. He doesn't seem to mind that he's just running the razor over his skin without actually taking off any hair. Maybe he's just trying to exfoliate. Maybe he's just trying to get rid of some dead skin. Either way, it's pretty funny to watch him go at it. It's like he's so into it, like he's actually taking off hair when he's not. The chimp is a method actor, that's for sure. He's really selling it. But the funniest part is the look on his face afterwards. He looks so proud of himself, like he just gave himself the closest shave of his life. But really, he just ran a razor over his skin without taking off any hair. Am I the only one who thinks that's funny? At 4, we have monkey selfie. It's not unusual for monkeys to be obsessed with their own reflections. After all, they're pretty much the cutest things on the planet. So it makes sense that they would want to check themselves out from time to time. But this monkey takes it to a whole new level. Not only is he obsessed with his own reflection, but he also wants to take selfies. That's right. He's a selfie monkey. He knows how to pose, he knows how to strike a cute expression, and he knows how to take the perfect selfie. The only problem is he's not very good at it. His selfies are usually blurry, his expression is never quite right, and he never gets the lighting just perfect. But does he care? Of course not. He's too busy trying to be the cutest monkey in the world. And that's what makes him so funny. He's so vain, but he's also so clueless. He doesn't realize that he's not as cute as he thinks he is. If he did, he wouldn't bother taking so many selfies. But then again, who am I to judge? I'm sure we've all been obsessed with our own reflections at some point in our lives. We all know what it's like to want to take the perfect selfie. But let's be honest, there's no one better at it than a monkey. At 3, we have a gorilla who can't stop staring at his reflection in the mirror. There's something inherently funny about watching a gorilla stare at its own reflection in the mirror. Maybe it is the fact that gorillas are so self-conscious, or maybe it is just plain silly to imagine a gorilla trying to figure out what is going on. Whatever the reason, this gorilla's antics are sure to get a chuckle out of you. As you watch him stare at his own reflection, you can't help but wonder what he's thinking. Does he realize it's just a mirror? Does he think he's looking at another gorilla? And most importantly, why can't he stop staring? Gorillas are known for their intelligence, so you'd think this gorilla would be smart enough to know better than to stare at his own reflection for hours on end. But alas, it seems like this gorilla is just as susceptible to the strange allure of the mirror as the rest of us. At 2, we have monkey business. Monkeys are naturally curious creatures, always getting into everything they shouldn't. That's why it's always amusing to watch them go about their daily lives. In this video, a monkey is using a stick to fish out some treats from a vending machine. The monkey is persistent, using the stick to poke and prod until it gets what it wants. But the funniest part is the look on the monkey's face. It's like the monkey is trying to figure out how the vending machine works, but it just doesn't understand. Humans aren't the only ones who struggle with technology, apparently. Finally, at No. 1, we have a chicken who really wants to be a parrot. If you've ever seen a chicken try to imitate a parrot, you know that it's one of the funniest things in the world. They never quite get it right. Their squawks just don't sound like the parrot's squawks. It's like watching someone try to do an accent they're not quite good at. But that's what makes it so funny. The chicken in this video is no different. It tries and tries to copy the parrot, but it just can't get it right. But the chicken doesn't care. It keeps trying, even though it knows it'll never be able to copy the parrot perfectly. But then again, neither could John Travolta